Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. And today I have got clearly a messy desk, but I've got this card to share with you. It uses the Under My Umbrella stamp set and punch, which you can bundle together and save 10% on each. But it also uses the Pleased As punch designer series paper, which is part of the coordination products that are available to purchase now in my online store, and that's linked below. So we've got hearts, we've got the small bloom punch, which is in Celebration. Hearts are in the mini catalogue. The umbrellas, which I'm using today, and the tulips, which are also in the mini catalogue. So they are gorgeous. They are double-sided, obviously. Lovely rainbows, gingham check, raindrops, and it's just beautiful. So I am going to make a slightly different design card today because I'm using this umbrella, but other than that it is going to be the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is punch out the bits that I need. Now, the punch won't line up to the paper, or more correctly I suppose the paper won't line up to the punch, so you are going to need to do a bit of paper surgery and then pop in your piece of paper and line it up. And I always like to get it to bite just by closing it slightly and then punch. Get out the small pieces, and then the umbrella stick we do from the other side, so that just lines up nicely as well. And if you've got any pieces that aren't quite big enough to get into the punch, just use a piece of post-it note and stick that to your paper, and you can feed it in that way, which is what I did for the umbrella on the one that I made earlier. So what I need for this card is a piece of Pool Party cardstock. That's the mat round the outside here. Pool Party ink, Pool Party blends, Memento ink. I've got a soft seafoam card blank, 2 pieces of Whisper White. One is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. One is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. Measurements will be in the description on the website, which is linked immediately below, and I'll have those in the North American paper sizes as well. So the first thing I need is the smallest piece of Whisper White, because that's what we're going to build the scene on. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my Memento ink and stamp my willy boots, and then while those are drying I can get on with the rest of the card. So just stamping those in the bottom right corner of my card. And that's because I'm using blends. I want the Memento because it's a good ink for Memento. I will be cleaning this stamp because I need to use it on the inside in a different colour. So, next thing to go on is the umbrella and the umbrella stick. So the easiest way to do this, you'll want your umbrella stick to be kind of kind of there. So I just grab a dimensional, and no I don't. I didn't grab a dimensional. What I did was avoid that area with my dimensionals. Oh, it's been a long old week. We have actually still got Storm Kira with us, which is focusing the mind nicely. It's the tail end of it, and I know for those of you who live in more exotic parts of the world than South Oxfordshire, it may only feel like a little shower for you, but for us it is kind of major. I want my umbrella to be leaning on my welly boots, and then the umbrella stick I'm going to pop on with some liquid adhesive. But yes, our houses aren't built for strong winds, and because we've had so much rain recently, trees are falling really easily because the ground is so wet. So there have been all sorts of disruptions to travel both on road and rail because trees have fallen down onto roads and onto the railway lines. Flights have been cancelled, all sorts of interesting things. So this I want to just pop so that it's kind of against the boot a little bit. Now, because it's liquid adhesive, we can move it a bit if we need to, because it's got a little bit of wiggle room. Don't need the adhesive for the moment. Right, I'm still going to leave my boots for a little bit longer, just so that the memento can be properly dry. But I'm going to add my, right way up, Liz, add my raindrops, and I'm just going to stamp and then stamp again without re-inking, just so that I can get that kind of sense of depth of raindrops. And I need a little scrap of paper, which I can probably get away with that, actually. I do mean a little scrap of paper, just so that I can protect my work surface when I do that one. And then we'll go there. So it's just a kind of sense of rain. And while I've got the pool party open, I will ink up my sentiment, which is going in the top left-hand corner. And then my boots are going on the inside of the card, and they're going, I think, did I do boots and rain? I did do boots and rain. So pool party boots, pool party rain, full strength, and that's all I need the ink for. And then the combo of blends, and all I'm going to do is with the dark one, actually I want the other end really, with the dark one I'm just going to do the tops and the bottoms, and then where they overlap, because for me that means there's going to be a shadow, and then down the back I think there'll be a shadow, and that may well come out a bit, so we'll bring that out a bit. And then with the light one I can just add more colour. May need to get a new one of these. I've had this for 2 years, I think, and I use them frequently and use them in class and those sorts of things, so they do get fairly well used. So if they've lasted me 2 years, I think that's not a bad length of time. So that will continue to blend a little bit, and it will lighten as it dries. So that's all the bits that we need. So now all I need to do is stick it all together. So you can see the blends bleed through, which is why I wouldn't use blends if I was doing a whisper white card. Even if I was doing it in thick whisper white, I wouldn't do it as a single layer, because it does have that tendency to bleed through, and it's why I don't use blends on my Simple Stamping Saturday simple project, because it will bleed through to the inside of the note card. So this is half a sheet of soft seafoam, just scored, cut in half lengthwise and then scored in the middle, and then we can pop this on to that and then pop our inside in. So you don't need much glue. It is a good adhesive, so you don't need too much of it, but it does give you that ability to wiggle a little if you need to. And then you'll have heard me say this before, I like to put, for the back of the card, I like to put the inside of the card really, I like to put the glue onto the card base, because it's less likely to wibble the piece that you're then going to try and write on. So there we go. So do remember that if you're in the UK and would like to purchase Stampin' Up products, you can do that in my online store, which is linked below and over on my website. There'll be close-ups of these on my website. Do remember to subscribe here, bottom right-hand corner, before you leave, and also subscribe for updates on my website, then you don't miss anything. If you've enjoyed the project, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to join my team, you can do so if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands. and you will get, for the usual wonderful deal, in addition to the usual wonderful deal, you will get a free stamp set of your choice, which can be any stamp set in either the mini or the annual catalogue other than host sets and celebration sets. You will also get a mini paper trimmer and a set of 6x6 designer series paper, which is a sampling of the mini and celebration catalogue papers. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick project, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!